Carlos, the Ultimate Fitness Training once again, and thank you so much for watching the video. And today we're doing a video with the 3 girls that have been working very, very hard for 12 weeks. So I will pass on to the girls and allow them to express themselves based on what they've experienced in terms of diets, in terms of training, in terms of how they've coped with all these 12 weeks, which is hard work, but it pays off. So I'm going to start with Sophie. She's in the front, so let me just articulately try to push the camera forward. You'll probably be able to see Sophie.
Oh my god, I'm going to look like
Sophie, express yourself.
That jam was amazing. Yeah, it's been really hard. Luckily I've had girls here to support me as well, otherwise I don't know if I'd have made it. And yeah, the jam just topped the day, really. So I'm really excited about the jam.
Elaborate a little bit about the diet. How you found this diet? I know it's been literally
Hard,
11 weeks for you.
Horrendous, worst thing ever in my life. Literally, I'm a proper foodie. So to not eat for me and not eat nice food it's not that it's not nice. It's just very bland and boring and what it has to be. But that's that, and that's all it is.
What about your training? What was your training like?
It was okay. I had to do a lot of cardio. Don't really like cardio. Couldn't lift as heavy as I like to. Yeah, I just felt tired quite a bit. But it's good when you get a day when you've got some energy and you can get some proper training in. It was good.
Yeah, supplementation. Talk to this guy about supplementation. What did you do about your supplements and stuff?
Loads of supplements every day. Yeah, the most important one I think for me was fat burners, just because it had the caffeine in, so that helps get you through the day. But yeah, just have to be really strict on everything.
Yeah. How would you advise, if there's girls out there that are probably looking the way you look, what would you advise them to do?
Take a serious think about what you're giving up first, because I don't think I did, and I think I took it too easy, like it would just be easy, and it wasn't at all. And then it's a massive shock. So just make sure you know what you're getting yourself into.
But do you feel great?
I do now, yeah. I do now, yeah.
And how much do you think? Obviously, there's a lot of girls out there that want to look sort of like bikini model and sort of muscle model. What would you kind of like advise them to do in terms of training? Would you advise them to kind of like do loads of cardio, do loads of weights, or do a lot of different
Both.
sort of?
You need to mix it up. You need to keep the variety. Don't keep doing stuff that just makes you miserable all the time. Cardio you have to do, but you just learn to like it with some music. So yeah, just mix it up, get a good trainer. Yeah.
Great stuff, great stuff. Now I'm just going to move on to slightly moving the camera across. Suki, you keep the eye on the road. Just tell us how was your experience, Suki, in terms of diet?
So diet-wise, it's been hard because I've had to give up a lot of stuff that I like, and being of Indian origin, you know, food is always spiced up, and you know, giving that up all on one day and then for 12 weeks having nothing like that it's by far the hardest thing I've done. In fact, last night I said to my husband that childbirth was actually easier with this diet, and I never thought I'd actually say that. It's been hard cooking homemade meals for the kids where they've got all these beautiful spices and stuff going in, and there's me with me plain turkey and asparagus and bloody broccoli. But it comes as a compromise. If you want the results, then you've got to stick to it, and you've got to have a willpower of steel. And you know, I'm not clearly the only one who feels like that. There's the 3 of us who have done it, and we've all shared the same emotions.
There's got to be emotional, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
So how did you find? Obviously, I know it's very similar diets that you guys were in, but how did you find the diet in terms of like eating every 3 hours? How would you explain to someone that's probably never done this before? Not obviously, because if I explain, it comes from a trainer.
Yeah.
So from your point of view, how would you explain to someone what they need to do in terms of diet in order to look the way you guys look?
I don't think there's any way to really explain it. I mean, anybody who saw me eating through a day would see me turn up with 6 containers of food and think, how the flipping hell are you eating all that and still looking stick thin? What they don't get is the nutritional content of each one of those, and to be honest, I really didn't understand most of that until you start delving into the detail of what is actually in the food that you're eating.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't know cucumber could be so beneficial. Certainly I'm not going to be eating 3 of those a day, but
Sure.
or what celery does for you, or and how salt affects the body. There's no way I can explain the diet I was on to somebody else a lot better now, but I think it's probably made me a bit more aware of being able to go onto websites and actually research other foods that you can mix and match and change what have kind of similar benefits.
That's fantastic. That's good. In terms of training, how has the training affected your body in terms of actually to get to the shape you were in? What was the training like?
So in the morning we'd wake up and do an hour of fasted cardio. In the daytime then it would be an hour in the gym, and then the evening another hour of cardio. So that's 3 hours of your day in, day out, 7 days a week for the past 10 weeks. That's a lot of bloody hours. But it has benefited me, and I think that the key bit I'll take away from it is not just the weights aspect, it's probably the fasted cardio, how that's helped, because I was never aware that if you're doing cardio at a certain level in the morning, it's actually using your fat cells. It just makes common sense now, but I wouldn't think of it like that.
Sure.
So that's probably one of the things I'm going to keep up with, not every day, but probably a couple of times a week, make sure I do it.
Brilliant. And then with all that said, would you do this again?
I would, but I don't. I think I'd want to change the diet plan, and that's probably the thing that's been the hardest for me, is to see if I can do something of similar scope, but with different foods mixed in. So I'm certainly going to be experimenting, that's for sure.
That's great stuff. Do you feel a better version of yourself?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm completely different to what I was 10 weeks ago. It's come as some compromise. It's come with emotions. It's come with tears.
It's emotional.
But it's a journey you only go on if you're prepared to do it.
Totally,
And there's no point if you start getting into it and get so far that giving up. But then again, you need to have that social support around you to actually go through it. And I'm lucky in the aspect that Sophie and Jackie were there for me to speak to when I had down days, and we all did for each other.
Fantastic, that's great. So I'm going to move on. Thank you for that. Okay, so we're going to move on to lovely Jackie here. She's in the back with me, so we might have a better view. So Jackie, tell me about. So let's start with the training. How did your training then change since you've embarked on this sort of journey?
Right. Well, my training, I've always been sort of lifting really heavy. I mean, I like the muscle look, so I've always lifted heavy. And since going with Carlos, I still lifted heavy, but then when we got onto this photo shoot plan, it really changed. So we sort of went lighter and more reps. And as you go on in the diet, and the weaker you get, the more harder it is to sustain. So with Carlos, he sort of kept tweaking the training plan, so it sort of fitted in with how we were feeling, which was great. But it's been really hard. It's not easy. If anyone says it's easy, honestly, just want to come and talk to us 3 girls, because and the thing is with us, we have followed it. We've followed everything Carlos says. We've just been laughing about this earlier on, that everything that this bloke says, he's like God.
Nice.
We actually do what he tells us to do. There's no messing about here, mate. We do. He says, right, this is what you do. Put us on a plan, and we bounce off each other, we bounce off the trainer, and we just sort of get the job done. And we're all 3 very strong-willed ladies.
Absolutely.
And we're all 3 very determined ladies. So, but it's been great having a network of trainer, 2 great girls where we can just go and talk to. Because you have low days, you have days pulling out your head, you think, do you know what, we can't do this. And then you text Sophie, text Suki, text Carlos, and then you're back up there and you feel great, and you just carry on with your training. But it's honestly, it's tough.
Unbelievable. Now one of the things, not to go overboard with what they already spoke about, is one of the things that a lot of people forget is the components. And I'm sure you guys all that are probably watching this video or will watch this video or talk about training, we all talk about, right, okay, what's the most important is the diet. It's all about the diet. Now, these girls will tell you, and I keep going on about it, it's not just about the diet. Obviously, the diet is a massive component of it, but I will pass on to Jackie here to tell you the supplements, okay? Now, diet is massive, okay? It's a component. It's like 4 wheels in a car. You need to have 4 wheels, and which one is the most important one? It's the 4, because otherwise you're not going to be on the road, or you might be on the road, but not very, you won't go very far. Now, let's talk about supplements. Now, a lot of you guys out there that talk about supplements, that talk about protein shakes. Now, these girls did not take any protein shakes, okay? That's for another video, but there's a reason why you shouldn't be taking protein shakes, because they're full of shit, okay? Now, they were on the following. Jackie, tell these guys more or less what you're taking.
Right, we're on vitamin B12, it's a B6.
B6, yeah.
B6, omega 6 and 9, glutamine, an array of supplements. What else?
Isotal.
Yeah, isotal.
L-carnitine.
Is it folate?
Yeah, lecithin.
Yeah, folate as well. We had that. Yeah, vitamin C. Lots of vitamin C at the end of your prep.
Yeah. This is just obviously kind of broad to tell you guys more or less what these guys were going.
And you had to be structured with how you take them as well. So with each meal. So you can't just take say 6 in the morning and then 6 at night. You have to structure it throughout the day.
Absolutely. The reason being is obviously they were, as Jackie was just saying, there's going to be a structure. And how did that structure kind of help you, Jackie? Do you think everyone needs a structure in that aspect?
I definitely do, because I like structure. I'm sort of that way. My personality is that way. I like to know where I am, what I'm doing, what I've got to eat. So yeah, but I think if you've got something to follow, it just makes it easier. So you know where you are. Preparation, everything.
Fantastic. Yeah. Now, in terms of journey, obviously, you're looking at, I mean, all you guys look amazing. Obviously, in terms of like, I couldn't tell which one. I mean, some people say, oh, I like a body type more than that one and whatever. That's people's preference. I haven't got a preference, because for me, they're all, I mean, I know it sounds quite sort of like quirky, it's me saying these or cheesy, but I love all of them the same, because they've done so amazing well. They all came through a journey. Suki, Sophie and Jackie, they all came through a different journey. They've got very different body types as well, which is great. So it was a bit of a debate for me, like when I was looking in terms of training and how I'm going to change them. So they had to be on different things, and as an example today, one of them is carbon up, the other two are not. So we had to kind of like differ the sort of like, if you like, the recipe. Now, but one of the things that I always say to you guys is, in order to get to this sort of shape, there's a particular element, right? There is a lot of elements, but there's one particular one. You need to be relentless. And as Suki, I think it was Suki that said earlier, it was day in, day out. And a lot of people, what they tend to do is, for instance, they'll probably listen to this video, or they'll listen to the girl saying it, and they goes, oh, I want a six-pack, or I want to have your arms. But they're not prepared to do what they've just told you, day in, day out. And that is what really makes the difference. And that's not just day in, day out in terms of supplementation, not just about aerobic exercise, not just about training, not just about diet. Is there 4 things going on at the same, it's like plate spinning for those 12 weeks. And that's what makes the difference. And now we could go on about now how hard the diet was, how hard the supplementation was, how hard the training sessions were. But you know what, if I was to tell you them now, would you change it? They wouldn't, because they look amazing now. That's probably the best they've ever looked. Am I right saying these girls?
Yeah.
Okay. That's probably the best they've ever looked. And basically, you know what, if anything, not just the fact that they're looking great, it's character building as well, because this particular, what we've just gone through, you can take that for life experience as well, because what it does is actually strengthens your character. Because if you think, you know what, like Suki just said, it's almost like childbirth, and some people will think, oh my god, I'll never do that. But you know what, you can actually take that for some sort of like business. You can take like the relentless sort of hard work you can do, and that's what gives you results. It's all about that determination. So with all that said, We'll be doing some more videos on the way back as well. But with all this said, right guys, I just want to say on behalf of all these 3 girls, thank you for watching the video, and don't forget to obviously have a look at my Instagram, which is CollegeTrainer10, on my website, which is Ultimate Fitness Training, and also on my YouTube videos, which is College Trainer. So with all that said, stay happy, stay healthy, stay fit. Take care.